I constantly try to tell men to get on their grind and focus on what's important, but most of you want to put your energy and time into women who can't do anything for you instead of working your way into a better situation. I honestly don't get it, but I see you guys have your priorities out of order, and you care about women more than you do prosperity. Look, men, I want all of us to strive to be financially independent if we aren't already there, because the transition that we are in will separate the haves from the have-nots. I don't want any of us to be eating insects and own nothing because we were too focused on peace leave. That is not how I want men to go down, because we cannot get our priorities in order. And to be honest, I cannot teach any of you to be a millionaire or 100,000aire because I'm not there yet. I'm not going to act like I have the answers because I don't. However, what I can do is I can teach you guys to be financially independent, because all of us can reach that level where we don't worry about bills, be debt-free, and have money in the bank. How much better would your life be if you could make an extra $500 a month? What about an additional $2,000? What about an extra $5,000 a month? What could that do for you and your family going forward? That is what I want you guys to think about, because it's possible, and I've seen people shift their mindset, put in the work, and make an extra $1,000 that they put to good use. That is where I will try to bring you guys, but you must be willing to do the work. And let me be clear, I am not changing the content, and I will not stop talking about women, because they are just as important as money. If you make money and you're a monkey simp, then women will take away your money and leave you broke, so we still need to get men off the plantation and into the leverage position. Leverage is everything when dealing with women, and how do you get leverage is by getting your money in order. So we are going to start this mini-series and see if there is any interest and decide whether we should continue. With that said, let's start with making money, because that will be the first thing men will need to do to kick this journey off. Most people have been trained intentionally by the elites to work one job until they retire, and that's it. But that logic is flawed, because we can see that most people who follow that path will lose their jobs at some point, leaving them vulnerable to becoming homeless or losing everything they worked so hard to attain. And not only that, as a man, you cannot provide for your family if your money gets funny and you lose your only source of income. People know this, so what most normie people will do is they would find a partner and combine both their incomes. That way, they could improve their lifestyles, and if one person loses their job, the other person could cover the living expenses until the next person finds another job. And to an extent, it works. However, because women destroyed the family by divorcing men, especially because of financial problems, you cannot depend on that anymore as a man. So what do? Well, an intelligent man would find another job to have both a primary and a secondary source of income. What people undermine is how easy it is to get a job compared to starting a side hustle or a business. It's not even close. Most clowns online will tell you that working a 9-to-5 is garbage and you should start a side hustle or business instead. However, most people don't have the money to start a side hustle or a business, and you're not guaranteed an income following that path. However, if you choose to work a job, you take on zero risks because someone is already taking a significant risk, and you're guaranteed an immediate income, which is not the case when you start a business or a side hustle. So my point is, do not be ashamed or feel like you're getting the short end of the stick for working a job. Be grateful if you are able to work, and work as hard as you can to keep that job, because if you lose it and you don't have anything to fall back on, you're going to wish you were working a 9-to-5. Trust me, guys, I lost my job when I refused to take the poke, and I wished I had something else to fall back on. Luckily, I had my emergency fund set in place for when the crap hit the fan, and that was what saved me from being homeless with God's help. So do not take your job for granted if you know what's good for you, because someone is always ready to take your spot if you fumble the bag. Now, I'm not going to act like jobs don't come with BS and people aren't taking advantage of you. Of course that's going to happen, and you just accept it and understand that you have to sacrifice something to get what you want. Do you prefer to be broke and hungry because you refuse to be a cog in the system and on the rat race? Come on, gents, put life into perspective. Surviving is way more important than being happy. I don't know where people got this BS argument about not being happy at their job when they have people who depend on them or they need to keep their lights on. But have at it. I hope you will be happy when you're freezing on the cold concrete and your belly is screaming for food. Back to my original point, most of you should work 2 jobs in the future. The one income thing is not going to work going forward, especially in this recession that is kicking people's butt. Have you guys seen the number of companies that have laid off thousands of people, and more layoffs are to come? I bet most of them did not have a second job as a backup plan, and now they have to scramble to find a job that pays just as much, if not more, to cover their monthly expenses and pay off their debts. Brothers, get a second or a third job if you can, depending on your schedule. This is not a joking matter or something to brush off, because things are getting tighter and tighter by the day, and the fastest way to make money is to find a job. There's no other way to make secure and somewhat consistent money with little risk than a job, so this is the best option for most of you watching this video. Again, do not feel ashamed or watch other people's lives and compare yourself to them. You have no idea if that person is struggling and you are not in their shoes, so focus on yourself and go get that money. You guys can look into jobs like food delivery where you can work at your own pace. You guys already know the apps. Go and make an account and start earning some side income. Amazon Flex is also a huge money maker. All you have to do is deliver people's Amazon packages and rake in cash. Most of you probably have a car, so you have zero excuses to make some extra cheddar doing delivery work. If you want more consistency and stability, look for any fast food joints or local restaurants hiring for the evening shift. You can definitely earn an extra $1,000 a month slaving away, then add that to your day job, and I'm sure it can make a significant difference. What about working at a hotel, a store, a gas station, a security company, or anything you can find? Do whatever job is necessary that pays a decent amount once it doesn't affect your primary job. Now is not the time to be prideful or feel ashamed. It's time to get as much money as possible, save, have your emergency fund, and pay off your debts. The number of people who will allow pride to make them stress the hell out and hungry is beyond me. I will clean crap and wipe people's rear ends if it means I get to keep a roof over my head and put food in my belly. That's the mindset that you have to have going forward, because nobody is coming to save you if you get effed. Trust me, I'm talking from experience. When I lost my job, nobody came to my rescue, only God did. So take this thing seriously and ensure you have more than one source of income. Besides going to a physical job or doing delivery, there are plenty of jobs that you can do online at your pace to bring in an extra $1,000 a month, if not more. There are sites like Fiverr and Upwork that you can leverage to find employment, or at the very least, bring in a couple of $100 per month, depending on your skill set. Or search online for companies that allow you to work a flexible work schedule and apply to those jobs. Work is available, gents. You just have to be willing to search and do the work necessary to get one for yourself. Besides a job, the next level you should aim for is to start a side hustle or a business to add a third source of income once you have the capital and the time. There are many different side hustles and businesses that you can start for a very low cost or for free online and in the real world, depending on your plan. Take YouTube, for example. You can start with a phone and a cheap mic to start making videos, and if you get monetized, you can turn that hobby into a business that replaces your primary and secondary income if you get a lot of views and you're business savvy. Also, couch flipping or flipping items online can be very lucrative once you have storage space and a vehicle to move and transport the items. I know people who make over $2,000 by flipping couches and selling them online to people who want to buy secondhand couches. All you have to do is get the couch, which can be for free, or you have to pay a little bit for it, clean it properly, stage it and list it online in places like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, and store it in your home or a storage unit. Then when you get a buyer, all you need to do is deliver the couch and collect your money, and that's it. Gents, I have a YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm so close, I only need 40 more subscribers, and I'll be halfway monetized, so help me out and go subscribe over there. I'll add it to the pinned comments and in the description box below. I appreciate you guys for showing support. That is just one example of a side hustle that can turn into a full-on business where you don't have to work full-time, and it can make you a lot of money. If you follow what I just said, I guarantee you will make much more money. And let's say your primary job doesn't allow you a lot of free time, but it pays well, then take more overtime and work longer hours so you can make more money, and in your free time, work on your side hustle. And if none of those is a possibility while you still have your job, go and look for a better paying job and only quit once you're positive you have the next job secured. This shift in mindset is necessary as we transition into this digital revolution. So the point of this video is that one income source will not cut it. Work on getting at least 2 or 3 sources of income, grind and save money. Now is not the time to keep up with other people, spend money on liabilities you don't need, or waste it on women who haven't given you any peace leave. Focus on getting the bag and building multiple sources of income regardless of whether you make good money or not. On the screen is our Season 11 videos. If you want to learn how to control your salami and put women in their proper perspective, click the video on the screen right now to be steps ahead of modern women.